Nelson Mandela. The name echoes across history, resonating with the ideals of justice and equality. He is a symbol of hope, a beacon of freedom, and an enduring icon of resilience. From the rural villages of South Africa, he rose to challenge injustice. He stared down oppression with unwavering courage. He became the ultimate symbol of resistance against apartheid, embodying the struggle for freedom. Mandela's journey is remarkable, filled with trials and triumphs. He transformed from a young activist into an international icon, gaining recognition and respect worldwide. He spent 27 years in prison. His spirit never broke, even in the face of immense hardship. His story is a testament to the power of resilience and the human spirit. It is a lesson in forgiveness and reconciliation, showing that even the deepest wounds can heal. Mandela's legacy extends far beyond the borders of South Africa, touching lives around the globe. He showed the world that change is possible, that one person's determination can alter the course of history, that even in the face of overwhelming odds, one person can make a difference and inspire generations. His story is an inspiration to us all, a reminder of the power of perseverance. This is the story of Nelson Mandela, the man who fought for freedom, justice, and equality, the man who forgave his oppressors, showing the world the power of reconciliation, the man who became a global symbol of peace, leaving an indelible mark on humanity. Nelson Mandela was born in a small village in the Eastern Cape of South Africa. It was 1918, a time when the country was under British colonial rule. His world was far removed from the halls of power, nestled in the rural heartland. His upbringing was deeply rooted in traditional Xhosa culture, which emphasized community and respect. His father, a chief, instilled in him the importance of justice and leadership. He taught him the value of service to his community. Mandela excelled in school, showing a keen intellect and a passion for learning. He went on to attend a prestigious boarding school, which was a significant achievement for a young black boy at the time. It was there that he began to develop a sense of social responsibility and a broader understanding of the world. He witnessed the inequalities faced by black South Africans, which deeply affected him. He saw firsthand the injustices of the apartheid system, a system designed to oppress and segregate. Mandela's early life was marked by a thirst for knowledge, always seeking to understand more about the world around him. He was also deeply affected by the stories of his ancestors, tales of bravery and resilience. These were stories of resistance against oppression, which ignited a spark within him. They fueled his growing desire for a fairer South Africa, a land where everyone could live with dignity. These values would guide him throughout his life, shaping his actions and decisions. They would shape his destiny as a leader, a beacon of hope and justice for millions. In 1941, Mandela arrived in Johannesburg. It was a bustling city, teeming with opportunity. But it was also a city deeply divided by apartheid. Black South Africans were treated as second-class citizens. They were denied basic rights. Mandela witnessed the brutality of the apartheid regime firsthand. He was outraged by the passed laws. These laws restricted the movement of black people. He was angered by the segregation, the discrimination. It was in Johannesburg that Mandela joined the African National Congress, a political party dedicated to fighting for equality. He quickly rose through the ranks. He became a powerful voice for the oppressed. Mandela's experiences in Johannesburg ignited his political activism. He realized that peaceful protests alone were not enough. He knew that the fight for freedom would require more radical action. Section 4. Fighting for Freedom, the Armed Struggle and Its Consequences. The Sharpeville Massacre of 1960 was a turning point in South African history. The South African police opened fire on peaceful protesters. 69 people were killed in the brutal attack. Many were shot in the back as they fled, trying to escape the violence. This tragic event shook Nelson Mandela to his core, deeply affecting him. It convinced him that armed resistance was now necessary to fight the oppressive regime. Mandela co-founded Umkhonto we Sizwe, the Spear of the Nation. It was the armed wing of the African National Congress, the ANC. He became its commander-in-chief, leading the charge. They targeted symbols of apartheid, aiming to disrupt the system. They bombed government buildings and infrastructure, causing significant damage. They sought to cripple the regime from within, weakening its hold. Mandela's decision to embrace armed struggle was controversial and sparked intense debate. It forced him into hiding, constantly evading capture. He became a fugitive in his own country, moving between safe houses. He was constantly on the run from the authorities, always one step ahead. It was during this time that he was captured by the authorities. He was imprisoned for life in 1964, marking the beginning of a long struggle from behind bars. Section 5 Unbroken, 27 Years of Resistance, Robben Island, a harsh, unforgiving prison. This is where Mandela spent the next 27 years of his life. He endured hard labor, he faced relentless psychological torture, yet his spirit remained unbroken. Mandela became a symbol of hope for millions. His image was plastered on posters around the world. Free Mandela became a global rallying cry. Even in prison he was a leader. He organized hunger strikes. He fought for better conditions for his fellow prisoners. Mandela's spirit of resistance inspired people around the world. He used his time in prison to educate himself, to study law. He never gave up hope. He never stopped believing in his dream of a free and equal South Africa. Section 6, A World United, The Fall of Apartheid and Mandela's Triumph. The world watched. The pressure mounted. Sanctions crippled South Africa's economy. The condemnation of apartheid grew louder by the day. Finally, on February 11, 1990, Nelson Mandela walked free. After 27 years, he emerged from prison. He was 71 years old. He had aged, but his spirit was unbroken. His message was simple: reconciliation, not revenge. He called for an end to apartheid. He urged all South Africans to work together to build a new nation. Mandela's release marked the beginning of the end of apartheid. He played a pivotal role in the negotiations with the government. He helped to ensure a peaceful transition to democracy.